perfecting the skills that will help you become proficient in your chosen field of endeavor. Lower vibrational energy creates discordant frequencies within your soul song. The vibrations of discord cause discomfort within the area where it originated or where it is focused within the physical vessel. If the negative energy patterns are strong enough, they can create disease and will eventually contaminate the entire body. You must tame and gain control of your emotional body via your higher self, guides and angelic helpers in order to become receptive to the refined frequencies of the cosmic truth. You must clear the mind of distorted, negative, defeating thoughts. Only a clear vessel can receive and transmit the wisdom teachings of the cosmic libraries of God consciousness. A spiritual seeker refuses to pay attention to public opinion, judgment, or failure. Aspirants are recognized by their vibrational frequencies or light quotient, not by their knowledge or their deeds. The emotional body is a reflector. It responds to external stimulation, such
we
as
just
other
got
people,
a purchase
events,
agreement.
emotional
Purchase our
attachment,
house.
addiction.
All I have to do is fill this
Tread
out
the
and
path
sign
of
it.
life gently and reverently. Speak
And
softly.
in 3
with
days,
discernment.
I'll get a check for
See that your actions reflect the purity of your God self and leave footprints of
$196,390.
life for others to follow. There is an ebb and flow to the cycles of the soul, just as there are throughout the cosmos. The soul draws forth the essence of life from its I am presence in preparation for a new life cycle of experience.
Our property taxes are going to
At the end of the
skyrocket.
cycle, the life essence is slowly withdrawn, and the physical death process resolves. However, you in spirit form remains, for you are immortal. Problems arise when there is a lack of attunement or empathetic alignment with others. A negative environment caused by self-serving and harmonious conduct often results in friction and alienation. Each person must closely examine their own feelings, actions, and projections of life force energy. For when they are tainted or misqualified, they are potentially disturbing and destructive rather than empowering and constructive. The 0 point or the still point, pause, is the beginning and the end of energy. However, it is filled with an infinite amount of adamantium particles, which are ready and waiting to be molded into anything the mind can conceive of. The reality of the senses or physical body consciousness. When you are in the flow of spirit, you will exist very lightly in your body with no pain or discomfort. You may experience diminished bodily sensations except within the heart area, and you will experience a great sense of well-being and harmony. You must become aware of your physical body consciousness as your body elemental wakes up, so to speak, and begins to work harmoniously with you to gradually correct all the miscreations you have created in your bodily form due to erroneous thought forms. You will gradually become more sensitive to your body elemental signals. You are constantly being bombarded by the input of the five senses. Moment to moment, you are either evolving or devolving. Nothing remains static. Morality and judgment constantly change to fit popular beliefs and concepts. Hell, Satan, and the devil are powerful thought forms, which were created by humanity, most often by those who wish to control and intimidate people. These thought forms are self-perpetuating, feed on humanity's fear and guilt, and often result in a need to do penance or be punished. End of lesson. Lesson 19, from the Cosmic Council of Light. Changes in the personal pyramid of those aspirants who are striving to become world servers. Your personal pyramid will be located in a higher dimensional level than your work pyramid. As you balance and harmonize your frequency patterns and your soul song moves into a higher octave, you will automatically become acclimated to some of the more refined frequencies of light. This will also align you with facets of your higher self that reside in the realms of the more refined energy systems. Their personal pyramids will gradually move into alignment with your column of light as you attain higher and higher levels of God consciousness. This is one of the most wondrous features of the Ascension process, the reunification with the multiple fragments of your God self. Your personal pyramid will also expand in size to accommodate all the new features that will be offered to you as you move deeper and deeper into the realm of light. It could be said that your personal pyramid in the higher dimension is your personal city of light. The vibrational levels in your personal pyramid will automatically attune to each new level or sub-level that you attain in the celestial city of light that you visit. With your mind's eye, envision 3 crystal chairs in one of the corners of your personal pyramid. You can always add another chair more if necessary. 1 chair is for you, and the other 2 are for the guides and teachers you will be working with. Sometimes you will have 2 guides who wish to work with you. Most often it will be 1 male, 1 female guide. Between the chairs there is a low crystal table with a violet flame fountain beneath it. The sacred fire constantly radiates waves of violet flame energy around this special seating area. There's a small four-sided pyramid floating over the table. However, it does not have a floor. The bottom is open. There is a double terminated quartz crystal that fits into this pyramid. As with all the other pyramids, the top point extends out of the peak of the pyramid, and the bottom point hangs about 8 to 10 inches above the crystal table. You will work with your guides, higher self, or angelic helpers only in this pyramid. At the appropriate time, a master or being of greater light may come to you. However, there will be after a training integration period. Do not try and rush the process. Be patient and allow everything to unfold to proper time. This is part of the initiation process. As we have stated before, not everyone is meant to connect with and become messengers of the masters and light beings from the higher realms. Those who do so have been in training for many lifetimes. They were chosen and prepared before coming into this incarnation. They had to go through an extensive training period in the higher realm, as well as a rigid, difficult testing period during their present lifetime before they were deemed ready to assume their predestined mission. Their special intuitive abilities were stored away within their diamond core God cell and their sacred mind until the time came when each one had reached the required level of balance and harmony, and also resolved or transmuted a certain amount of his or her personal past karma. When the appropriate time comes whereby you have cleared much of the distortion within your personal column of light, and you've integrated many of the attributes, qualities, and virtues from your higher self, guides, teachers, and angelic helpers, you may begin to receive advanced teaching from the Cosmic Council of Light. In order to do so, you must attain the frequency levels of your higher self in the mental causal plane. This great being holds in reserve for you all the gifts, talents, and knowledge that you have attained or perfected during your many lifetimes throughout this universe. This wondrous being is your master teacher, and when you make that connection, your life will change dramatically. You will only be able to access the cosmic information that your energetic signature is attuned to. In other words, as your soul song rises in frequency to higher and higher levels, you will gain access to more advanced levels of cosmic wisdom. End of lesson. Lesson 20. Breath of life. Breathe in light, breathe out love. As you breathe deeply and effortlessly, you descend into your sacred heart center where the Creator and creation are one. This is where you begin to awaken and realize that all is illusion, and that you are the dreamer as well as the dream. It is here that you begin the journey back into wholeness as you strive to recreate yourself into the Son Child of our Father, Mother God, a being of light which is your divine heritage. The Creator is the source of all the breath of life. The breath is your lifeline to and from all that is. As you inhale, you receive this gift that originates within the heart core of the Creator. With each exhalation, you send this gift of sacred breath back to the infinite source of life. Beyond the duality of inhalation and exhalation is the center of the breath, which is the gateway to the still point or 0 point of creation. Your breath of life affirmation should be, I ask for my greatest good, the highest, most benevolent outcome for all humanity, the earth, and all creation. Lesson 21. Universal dimensions. Our universe is composed of light, sound, and color, as well as different levels of density. Everything within the universe has resonance or is composed of vibrational frequency patterns. Unity consciousness begins in the fifth dimension, and the illusion of the third and fourth dimension begin to fade away. The fifth dimension is the true beginning of the ascension process. You begin to prepare for ascension within the vibrational patterns of the higher third dimension as you strive to return to balance and harmony within the physical, mental, emotional, and etheric bodies. You must pass through the emotional astral plane of the fourth dimension, which is the most difficult phase of the initiation process of ascension. For this is the realm of illusion, and it is where the first 3 sub-levels of the mass consciousness belief system reside. The higher frequencies dimensions, those of the higher fifth, the 6th dimensions and above, gradually become more ethereal, gossamer, or crystalline. There is form, however, as you move into the higher sixth dimension and above. Form gradually becomes finer, often translucent and sometimes fluid. The dimensions of this universe are arranged according to their vibrational frequencies, which means the higher dimensions resonate to the higher, more refined frequencies, and the lower, denser dimensions resonate to slower vibrational patterns. Each dimension is controlled by specific universal laws and principles, which must be adhered to while resonating within the frequencies of that dimension. There is no firm demarcation between dimensions, for they ebb and flow in a wave pattern and interpenetrate each other to a certain degree. Much of humanity is now resonating to the frequency of the higher third dimension, while tapping into and integrating various levels of the fourth dimension and even small amounts of the frequency pattern of the lower sub-levels of the fifth dimension. There are some advanced souls who are integrating small amounts of sixth-dimensional frequency patterns and even higher via the cities of light. We only have to access the primal life force substance or half-spectrum light while resonating within a third, fourth-dimensional environment. We must clear 51% of our negative frequency patterns and attune our energetic signature to at least a portion of the lower sub-level frequencies of the fifth dimension in order to receive the adamantium particles of creator light, which contain the Metatronic full spectrum light. End of lesson. Lesson 22. The secret to maintain a state of youthfulness, good health, and vitality. The ancient masters knew and taught the secrets of maintaining good health, vitality, and longevity. The vital life force energy is called prana, which is oxygen filled with the vital life force energy of the Supreme Creator. This rarefied energy is called adamantium particles, or the love, light, life essence of creation, which is transduced and radiated forth throughout our universe through our Father, Mother God, via the great central sun. However, this elixir of life must be activated within our sacred heart center through the vibrations of unconditional love. In order to tap into this divine, life-giving energy, a person must have an energetic signature that resonates to at least the upper fourth and lower fifth dimension. This is what Ascension is all about. Therefore, the majority of human beings barely exist. The death process begins very early in life, for their lifeline via the higher self is very narrow, and they are receiving only the half-spectrum sight or the primal life force energy that permeates the third, fourth dimensional world. Anger, resentment, fear, hate, and non-forgiveness speed up the aging and death process, for they reduce the amount of prana a person receives and gradually cut off his or her lifeline to health and vitality. Remember that negative mind chatter is a primary cause of disease and debilitation of the physical vessel. Your state of mind greatly affects the state of your health and vitality. End of lesson. Lesson 23. Path to Self-Mastery and Ascension. Health benefits of our harmonious chakra system. When we are functioning in a third, fourth dimensional reality, the three lower chakras connect us to the earth as well as the pain, suffering, and illusion of mass consciousness. We are ruled by the ego until we begin to balance and harmonize our vibrational frequencies through the process of healing core energy patterns, eliminating our old negative unconscious attitudes and responses and replacing them with the empowering thought forms and attributes of our higher self and I am presence. The root or first chakra, red energy, located at the base of the spine, sexual organ area, where our survival instinct energies are stored, our beliefs about our physical body, scarcity, abundance issues, security and grounding energies, how the positive qualities of red energy affect the body, energize the nervous system and stimulates the senses. It activates the circulatory system, helps to heal infection, X-ray damage, and ultraviolet burns. The second chakra, the orange energy, located in the lower abdomen, affects the adrenal glands, sexual, passionate love, emotions, seat of instinctual nature, integration, direction via higher self-attunement, balancing physical with mental, emotional, spiritual bodies. How the positive qualities of orange energy affect the body helps to strengthen lungs and bronchial tubes. It stimulates the thyroid and stomach, relieves cramps, and helps to build bones. The third chakra, yellow energy, located in the solar plexus area, seat of our personal power, mastery and self-control of desired body, tolerance, tact, When our energetic signature reaches a certain frequency level, we gain access to and will radiate unconditional love, adamantium particles of creator light, out into the world. Becoming a self-master means we have moved into a state of harmlessness, and we will radiate the higher frequencies of God light from the great central sun through our solar plexus, front and back, out into the world and to others, which gradually creates a fifth dimensional environment around us that will spread in wider and wider circles as we grow in God power and God consciousness. How the positive qualities of yellow energy affect the body, stimulate the lymphatic system, motor and sensory nerves, digestion, and increase hormone production. The heart, located at the body's central point, is the meeting place of the energies of the 7 major chakras. It is where the 2 polarities, spirit, matter, and heaven, earth, meet. The 3 lower chakras anchor or ground us to our Mother Earth's energy. As we focus on the love energy of the heart and reach for our spiritual heritage and enlightenment via the 3 higher chakras, the throat, third eye, and crown. The 4th chakra, green energy, the heart center. The heart, throat, thymus will gradually turn turquoise as we attain our soul merge, which is an integration of these 3 centers. It will gradually evolve into the 8th chakra center in our higher dimensional expression. The heart chakra is the seat of our solar power life force, divine love, soul self, and the threefold flame of will, power, wisdom, love, compassion. How the positive qualities of green energy affect the body, balances the physical body, heart, lungs, liver, circulatory system. It activates the thymus, resulting in vitality, longevity, and a sense of well-being. The 5th chakra, blue energy, the throat center. The throat is our power center via communication and self-expression, projecting energy via the spoken word. The seat of discernment and discretion. One of the first steps in reclaiming our power is speaking our truth compassionately, reclaiming the gift of clairaudience. How the positive qualities of blue energy affect the body, activates the thyroid gland and healthy lungs. It acts as a sedative, lowers fever, relieves inflammation, itching, and irritation. It also stimulates the pineal gland. The 6th chakra, indigo energy, the brow or third eye. The third eye is a seat of our intuition, inner sight and insight, clairvoyance, perception beyond duality, tapping into higher causal memory, vitalizes the lower brain, resulting in wisdom and peace of mind. How the positive qualities of indigo energy affect the body. It activates the pituitary gland and hypothalamus. It acts as a sedative, shrinks abscesses and tumors, and helps to balance emotional nature. It enhances autonomic nervous system, and it assists in bringing forth creative expression and inspirational thoughts. The 7th chakra, violet energy, the crown chakra, the seat of spiritual will, inspiration, divine wisdom. It is the connection to the multiple levels of our higher self and eventually our divine I am presence, spiritual will, higher inspired thought. How the positive qualities of violet energy affect the body. It activates the spleen and the white blood cells. It helps to reduce fever and relax muscles. It stimulates the pineal gland, upper brain structure, and higher frequency chakras in the brain. Healing qualities partially exerted from empowerment through Reiki by Paul Horan. Research by Dr. Joyce Nelson and Dr. Bara Fisher, founder of the Darius Dinesh method of color therapy. End of lesson. Becoming an alpha master, moving into the 5th dimensional reality, working with your guides, teachers, and angelic helpers. It has been said that we use less than 10% of our brain, and very little has been written about using our brain power in a balanced way, or using equally both hemispheres of the brain. Archangel Michael tells us that in the beginning, both hemispheres of the brain were used in harmony, and there was no division. Now we speak of being left brain, the linear, structured, analytical modalities, or right brain, the intuitive, creative, spirit-inspired modalities. 80 to 90% of people use the left hemisphere of their brain to the near exclusion to their right, thereby making their thinking out of balance. What makes the difference is brainwave frequencies. Physical world thinking is done at about 15 to 20 cycles per second. When you center your thinking or learn to lower your brainwave frequencies, you balance your brain hemisphere activity. Using the left brain, we focus more on the concrete, physical world, and use the right brain helps us to tap into the realms of spirit and thinking beyond the physical realm. We must access and use both hemispheres of the brain in order to tap into our full creative potential. Centered thinking draws on the wisdom of our higher selves and the beings of light in the higher realms of existence, while helping us to function more effectively in our physical environment. Typically, we function at a brain frequency range from 1 to 20 cycles per second. 20 cycles when awake, 1 to 7 cycles when asleep. And seldom do we stay at the intermediate frequencies except when passing from awake to a sleeping state, or from asleep to awakening. We are learning that the intermediate frequencies are the ones that provide conscious use of the right brain hemisphere, our intuitive or spiritual connection. The optimum thinking frequency occurs at the center of the brain frequency spectrum in the range of 10 cycles per second, which scientists have termed to be the alpha level. When we do our thinking, analyze situations or problems, or seek help from the other side while in the alpha level of brain frequencies or light meditative state, we are brain-centered. We begin to tap into the fifth dimension or higher as we connect to the higher realms of intelligence. Through experience, we learn that when we begin to trust the process, we are right more times than we are wrong, and we intuitively know when we have tapped into our higher guidance. We begin to feel and know we are divinely inspired, or that we are using our intuitive extrasensory abilities, and we come to the understanding that we can create anything that we can imagine. But our thoughts and imagery process must be clear and focused. As Alpha Masters, we learn to use our co-creative gifts to manifest that which we desire in our lives: love, joy, peace, and abundance, instead of waging war against ourselves and creating limitation, fear, and frustration. If you would learn to function from a light alpha state, what I call becoming a living meditation, whereby you have your guidance or guardian angel perched on your shoulder as you go about your daily life, you become an observer of your life's process as well as an active participant. There would be less hypertension and less need for stress relief medication. Our bodies would last longer and be healthier. Therefore, we would enjoy our lives more. We would be able to accomplish amazing things. We would literally and effectively become co-creators with our Father and Mother God, and we would see our world transform for a better, more rapidly than we could ever imagine. The brain has 30 billion neurons. Each neuron is a collection of atoms that works for us like the components of a computer. We have a built-in computer with billions and billions of components, superior to any made by humans. Our mental computer taps into the unlimited source of information through its right hemisphere. We call it the higher self, higher intelligence, or the universal mind, or the God source mind if you prefer. Clairvoyance, the power to perceive things that are out of the natural, normal range of human senses, or acute intuitive insight or perceptiveness. Clairaudience or telepathy, communication between minds by some other means than the normal sensory channels, without verbal sound, transference of thought, inner hearing and knowing. As you perfect your skills as an alpha master, you can control your temper, quickly move on impression, cure unwanted habits, and begin to use your creative abilities to their best advantages. I am sure you will be surprised at what you can create when you begin to tap into your higher intelligence. You become a supercharged idea generator, a person everyone looks up to, an ingenious problem solver, and a catalyst for improved human relations. Scientists and physicians are beginning to realize the importance of mental imagery, affirmation, and prayer in stimulating healing of the physical, mental, and emotional bodies. According to Dr. Edgar Mitchell, an astronaut on the Apollo 14 mission and founder of the Institute of Noetic Sciences, there is overwhelming evidence that the mind is a key controlling factor, if not the key controlling factor in virtually all disease. Controlling your mind and control your health. He points out that prominent men and women from such diverse fields of psychology, anthropology, neurophysiology, and theoretical physics are being drawn into research of the potential of the human mind. The gap between science and spirituality is narrowing. As you perfect and tap into your creative channel of higher wisdom, you will feel you are more in control of your life. You will learn what it is that brings you the most joy, and you will begin to focus on the things that bring you a greater sense of satisfaction. As you gradually weed out those things that no longer serve you, you will see your life's challenges, tasks, and opportunities in a different light. You will inspire others, and you will find more enjoyment in life than you ever thought possible. In an alpha state, going into the pyramid of light for these exercises makes them more effective. Break any and all agreements that you have had with the people in your life that no longer serve your highest good. Forgive them, bless them, and allow them to follow their own path. You are only hurting yourself when you hold on to old grievances. Practice the 3-finger deep breathing technique to attain A level several times during the day, especially when you are stressed or tired. Remember, as you count back up to 5, say, I am wide awake, alert, and energized. Or I am energized and in the flow of ease and grace. For a week or longer before you go to sleep state, I will remember my dreams. Have a pad and pencil pen by your bedside, and immediately upon awakening, write down anything that comes into your mind. Dreaming is one of the ways our higher selves, angelic helpers, and guides have of communicating with us. Everyone dreams. Most people just don't remember. But we can train ourselves to remember our dreams and to interpret the symbols that we are given. Practice the process of living each day as a master and see how rapidly everything in your life changes for the better. If you have difficulty attaining an alpha state, practice counting down backwards from 50 to 1 before you get out of bed and before you go to sleep. Ask to be taken to a place in the higher realms that will benefit you the most for healing and learning. Periodically, as you count down, say, each time I will move to center faster. After a few times, you may say, deeper, faster. In the morning, after you have completed the process, count forward from 1 to 5 and say, I am attuned, inspired, and filled with vitality. Or I am wide awake, alert, and energized. At night, you will drift off to sleep as you count down, and you will be assured that you will receive the maximum benefit from your nightly sojourn in the astral body. Some people are clairvoyant. They see pictures, often vivid in color, in their mind. Many of us are not, but we use our sense of inner seeing and knowing, which is just as effective. We envision with our minds or just have an intuitive picture of what we are seeing. However you perceive during your visualization or meditation is appropriate and effective, but remember, the more clearly you envision, the more effective the process. Everyone daydreams or uses their imagination to a greater or lesser extent. A painter creates a picture in his mind before he draws it on canvas. An architect envisions a building before he can draft the plans for it. A writer builds or creates a story in his or her mind before it can take shape on paper and in the physical expression. What is the difference between visualization and imagination? Visualization is a mental picture of something you have seen in the material world before. It is recalling a picture to your mind's eye. Imagination is mentally picturing something you have not seen in the material world or with your physical eyes. The power behind positive mental picture is the creative power that manifests the omniverse and everything in it. You, as co-creators, are still creating through the process as a member of the creative sons and daughters of the Supreme Creator. However, unlike the Supreme Creator, you have also created with mental pictures that are imperfect or destructive thoughts of fear, guilt, failure, rejection, feelings of unworthiness which distort what you create or allow in the world. As the saying goes, the universe rearranges itself to fit your picture of reality. As you think and believe, so goes your world and your creations. Just as Archangel Michael has taught us to return to center within our solar power center, which is our emotional center, we must now practice returning to center in our mental center or by tapping into our alpha state of mastery. It is an unbeatable combination. Create an abundance and prosperity. Go to the alpha level. Go into your work pyramid. On your crystal table, see a bowl with many different kinds of seeds of new creation. Decide which seeds you want to germinate and grow in your spiritual garden. Cash flow, a job that suits your needs, inspires and supports you. Seeds of health and vitality. Seeds of new, satisfying relationship. Seeds of creativity. Seeds of joy. Seeds of self-love, self-worth. Seeds of wisdom. Seeds of inspiration, etc. When you have completed your visualization of what you wish to manifest, see the sparkling,
how long do you
golden,
think it's been?
white crystalline energy of the Creator flowing down to the great crystal that hangs over the bowl on the table, and watch as your new seeds of creation begin to grow and germinate and grow. Now affirm, I create for my highest good and my highest good for all. I create a never-ending supply of all good things. I enjoy what I create and share my abundance with others. I create in harmony with the Creator's divine plan. I know I must take responsibility for everything I create. Therefore, I only create things that benefit me, the earth, and all living things.
Load ready for you.
All my needs and desires are manifested even before I am aware of them. I give thanks for my abundance, prosperity, and know that everything I am and everything I have are gifts from our Father and Mother God. Create and add your own special affirmations. If you wish to tap into the wellspring of knowledge within your brain structure and to connect with your guides, teachers, angelic helpers, and the masters of light, you must practice, preferably at the same time each day. You must practice moving back and forth from a light alpha state to a beta state of consciousness until you condition yourself, your mind and your physical body, to function at the alpha level, and it begins to feel natural to you. You can function, live in that state all times. This is one of the secrets of the Masters of Light who live and lived in harmony while in physical embodiment. You'll be more aware, more alert, more attuned to what is going on around you, while tapping into a cosmic bank of knowledge and wisdom that you have heretofore been cut off from. The difference between a spiritual and physical existence is a level of frequency. At this time, maintaining a balance between both worlds is one of the greatest challenges, as well as one of the many and great opportunities. Some things to do to speed up the process. If only for a few minutes, practice going into alpha levels several times a day. An especially effective time is just after you awaken and just before you fall asleep. Practice the infinity breath exercise, which will speed up the process of unifying the right and left hemisphere of the brain. Throughout the day, practice moving back and forth from a beta state of consciousness to a level, and observe the difference. When you feel your energy or attention waning sometime during the day, usually in the afternoon after lunch, go to a level and say, I am awake, alert, and energized.
30 minutes.
And then count out from 1 to 5. After a while, you may discontinue the count up because you will have conditioned yourself to maintain an A level consciousness at all times. What is the difference between meditation and programming in your pyramid of light at a level? Meditation was always taught as a passive state, trying to still the mind in order to attain enlightenment. Active meditation or programming